各位好，欢迎收看本期的天天话题之财经专栏。那么在今天的节目当中呢，我们非常有幸的为您请到了洛杉矶地区圣盖博谷的上古水区的董事会副主席 Trevino 先生来做客我们今天的节目。Mr. Trevino, thank you so much for doing the interview with us today.
Thank you, Ainy. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Trevino, we know a lot of people probably are very curious about this. What does this San Gabriel Upper Water District do? I mean, can you explain to us?
Absolutely. The Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District is a special district created by the state of California. It was created in 1959 by an act of the legislature because of the growing development in the San Gabriel Valley. The mission of the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District is to provide a reliable supply of high-quality drinking water at the lowest possible cost. Also provide a drought-proof and economical supply of recycled water for industrial and irrigation uses. Also, we operate projects that promote water use efficiency throughout the San Gabriel Valley. And we are very responsive to our public while protective of our environment. So that's basically our mission.
I see. Now, what cities and geographic area are presented by Upper District?
We have approximately 20 cities in the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District of 144 square miles and 1 million residents. We have large numbers of people from different cultures in our service area, which means our education and outreach programs need to be multilingual. And that's the reason why we're here. Right. And grassroots in nature to help people understand where their water comes from and that it is safe and healthy to drink. My district includes Arcadia, South Pasadena, Rosemead, South San Gabriel, and Temple City. Neighboring water districts that we have around the Upper San Gabriel District are the San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, Three Valleys Municipal Water District, and Central Basin Municipal Water District.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like all the cities are very highly populated with Asian community.
Absolutely. We have a very high Asian population.
And now, who runs this Upper Water District and how is it managed?
The Upper District was established, as I said, according to California Water Code, and it was based on the Water Act of 1911. It is governed by 5 elected directors, of which I am one of them, mm-hmm. and each director is elected for a 4-year term in their particular area. And the directors, we meet on the first Tuesday of the month at 6:30 p.m. and the third Tuesday of the month at 8 a.m. Mm-hmm. And we really encourage the public to come and attend our meetings. We meet here at our headquarters, and our headquarters are located at 602 East Huntington Drive, Suite B in Monrovia, California. Mm-hmm. Our website also, I want to make make it clear that we have a website, and it's www.usgvmwd.org. Allow me to repeat it, www.usgvmwd.org. It has our calendars, our schedules, and also recordings of our board meetings. Mm-hmm. So it's a very useful information, and also has water-related information. Our agency is governed on a day-to-day basis by a professional management team appointed by the board of directors, which possess expertise in operations, engineering, finance, legal affairs, government, and community relations and water conservation. Our general manager's name is Shane Chapman, and our assistant general manager is and chief engineer is Raymond Trejo.
What is the annual budget for Upper Water District?
The annual budget for our water district, and our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th, is $58 million. And that includes money for water purchases, which is nearly half of our budget, capital construction projects, and operating costs of our water recycling systems. Also, it pays for our public education and community outreach programs, water quality and supply programs, recycled water and stormwater programs that we have, and also for personnel and administrative costs.
Mm-hmm. Now I understand, because we drink water every day, and I'm sure probably a lot of people are very curious about where does this water come from in San Gabriel Valley?
Water in the San Gabriel Valley, as you can see from the chart there that we have, comes from mountain runoff, precipitation, imported water from the State Water Project, Colorado River Project, and recycled water, which is treated wastewater that we treat. It flows into the San Gabriel Valley naturally and through a network of dams, pipelines, and spreading grounds, and replenishing streams, lakes, reservoirs, and underground aquifers. Aquifers are underground plates, if you will, caverns where water is stored as water seeps in from the ground. We have 66% local groundwater and surface water. 22% is imported water. 10% is conservation water, and 2% is recycled water.
And where does the Upper District obtain their water that it sells?
Well, the Upper District purchases water from the Metropolitan Water District. We are a member agency of the Metropolitan Water District. And we also purchase recycled water from the LA County Sanitation District. We work closely with Metropolitan Water District of Southern California to obtain supplemental supplies from the Colorado River, and the State Water Project, which are two main sources of water for Southern California. We have member agencies that we also sell water to. We have investor-owned mutual companies, investor-owned companies that we in turn provide retail water to them. We wholesale the water and they retail it to the residential, commercial, and industrial customers.
Now, I mean, is the water really safe to drink in San Gabriel Valley?
I'm glad you asked that question because that's a question that's extremely important for our residents. Right. Is the water safe in our service area? Especially people whose cultural backgrounds are very similar to our cultural backgrounds, both Latino community, the Asian community. I want to be very clear on one thing, and we get nothing out of this interview, nothing more than saying that the drinking water in the San Gabriel Valley is completely safe, it's healthy, and it's of the highest quality. All tap water that we purchase and resell here in the San Gabriel Valley has been tested and treated to the highest standards with the best equipment possible. In fact, our water, your water, meets and surpasses all state and federal standards for water. You do not need to purchase bottled water or treated water that is to be safe or protected. It is a myth that's been perpetuated by people who just sell bottled water. Also, you don't need to boil your tap water. Tap water is very, very safe to drink. You can meet those very same standards by putting a faucet, a filtration system on your faucet, and it'll have the water treated so that it takes out some of maybe the taste and odor stuff that you want to do without having to purchase expensive bottled water. The bottled water industry is a $4 billion industry. So obviously they don't want to hear that coming from a water agency. Right. But I think it's extremely important because a lot of our residents are on fixed income. They really, given the economic times, we cannot afford to buy bottled water. So we just want to make that very clear. You can drink your tap water.
I see, especially for the Asian community, because most of the times, we just don't drink tap water because tap water just sounds really scary because we don't know what's in the tap water.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have this perception, and it comes actually as a very cultural type of perception coming from our respective countries that we just don't trust the water.
And now, because since you mentioned about the water treatment facility, how does it exactly work?
Basically, locally, our water that's treated here locally comes from the Weymouth Treatment Plant, which is in Laverne, which is part of the Metropolitan Water District. As you can see on the slides, it's a very, very sophisticated system of water treatment. And basically, most of the water that's filtered through this system originates in the mountain ranges of the 7 western states, coming from the Colorado River, also coming from State Water Project. And it flows 242 miles from the Colorado River, and 444 miles from Northern California, from the State Water Project. And that water then gets to the Weymouth Filtration Plant and is treated there and is processed to the very high standards. And that water then goes into our distribution system. And Weymouth is the largest filtration plant in the United States. It cleans enough water to fill the Rose Bowl every 45 minutes. So it's a tremendous amount of water. It's a tremendous amount of water. And it has precise monitoring systems and to meet the demands. And it has also for emergency situations. Conventional filtration is pretty simple and effective. It has chlorine and ammonia to disinfect the water, and it has a coagulation type of process. And from the basins, water flows through the coal and sand filtration. This is some of the normal filtration that occurs when groundwater gets into our aquifers. But water that is imported goes to the Weymouth Filtration Plant, and that's how water is treated.
Yeah, it does sounds pretty safe for us to drink the tap water.
It's extremely safe, and I would really think that if anybody has an opportunity to maybe tour that facility, some of your viewers would enjoy doing it and seeing that.
And now, why does it always seem like we're always facing a water supply crisis? Why is that?
Well, first and foremost, we live in a desert, and most people think that we don't because we have all this greenery around us. Right. And this greenery really was created by us. But this is a desert. And second of all, the population here in California has, of course, grown tremendously. In 1940, the population of the San Gabriel Valley was only 260,000 people in our area, in our service area. Right now, it's grown to over 1 million people. So in the last 70 years, it's more than doubled. Actually, it's 5 times from what it was. And the third thing is the precipitation. The rain, we have not gotten much rain. And droughts are cyclical. Every 10 years we enter into a prolonged drought. And that's been the case here, for the last, since 1877. So the fourth thing is that groundwater levels fluctuate based on the population, based on precipitation, based on usage, and also based on how much water we can import, and inject, how much water can be treated, recycled, and injected into the system. So basically, the most important thing to remember is that infrastructure related to flood control and water conservation. And these things were built over 50 years ago. So they've gotten old, they need to be replaced. That's what we're investing a lot of our monies into upgrading our distribution system. And also that imported water, which 60% of our water supply is imported, faces a lot of political, legal, and regulatory challenges to our supply.
And talk about the water cost. What's happening to the cost of water? Should the residents and the business owners pay more for, better and healthy water?
Well, basically, water has gotten more expensive because of the fact that it's been more expensive to import that water. Metropolitan Water District, the average rate of water that we have purchased has gone up 111%. And then our water rates have gone up roughly about 211% increase. Why? Because we have to deal with more recycled water. Our infrastructure needs to be upgraded. Metropolitan is now facing, as I said, legal challenges and environmental challenges on imported water. So their water rates have gone up. And what we've done, basically, we've tried to keep the rates as low as possible. But we've passed on whatever increases have been given to us, we pass it on to the people that we sell wholesale water to. And there's been an 117% cost of imported water in the San Gabriel Valley Basin. And those really come about because of drought and because of regulatory restrictions, as I said. And that really reduces the replenishment supply of water. And in the water industry, there is no shortage of expensive water. It just depends if you want to pay for it, But water is going to get more expensive. It's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of
I see. Well, is there a way out?
Well, the way out basically is just for us to more conservation. We are aggressively pursuing conservation programs by educating people, educating our residents, which is what we're doing here, which is educating about the fact that it's okay to conserve, that we need to conserve. Water is a very precious resource that cannot be duplicated, that cannot be, it can't make water up. So that's one of the things. We also, we need to count on more groundwater supplies, that we need to have more, be able to, when there's a wet year like we had just a couple of years ago, to store more water. And storage is really one of the things that we are able to do here in the San Gabriel Valley, because we have a huge underground aquifer. So we're able to store water. And so creating that type of thing, conservation, storage, more emphasis on recycled water, is how we can meet the demands of the future. And all of it is part of education.
I see. Now, what solutions should we be aware of or, learn more about?
Well, we want to ensure water reliability. And we create the solutions necessary to ensure that the residents of the San Gabriel Valley are not going to be out of water, to make sure that water is available, it's safe, it's reliable, and it's there. So that's important. And the 3 initiatives that we are looking at, that we would like to pursue or are pursuing at this point in time, is recycled water, as I mentioned. Stormwater capture. We need to capture, right now we capture about 90% of the stormwater. So we're doing a very, very good job working with the county sanitation district, county public works department, so that water that when during the rains and it hits the mountains and as it comes off the mountains, we're able to divert that water into settling basins, capture the water, and inject it into our aquifers, and the water can be pumped out later. So it doesn't go to the ocean. A lot of times what happens is that if we don't capture the water, we lose it in the ocean. A lot of times we do lose a lot of water to the ocean. So we need to stop that one. The other thing is conservation and public education, which is what we're doing here.
And I know that you mentioned about recycled water earlier. What exactly is recycled water? Because that sounds very scary to me. What's the benefit of it?
Well, recycled water, the benefit of it is water that has been used and we can use it again. And recycled water doesn't mean that we don't drink recycled water. We use it for irrigation purposes. We use it for medians. We use it for purposes of golf courses. so that we can free up more potable water for domestic and use and public use. And basically what that is, and so we have tremendous emphasis on recycled water because we know it's available and it's cost effective, it's safe, and it can be treated, and it can meet the shortages and local demands of drought conditions. It's used, as I said, extensively to Southern California for purposes of irrigation, for purposes of golf courses. And like I said, it just conserves more expensive potable water.
I see. So for the Upper Water District, currently, are you supporting any recycled water projects?
We do. We are very, very, as I said, very aggressive. What we do is we acquire recycled water, as I said, from the county sanitation district. And the way we use that recycled water is two ways. We test that water. We treat that water in the water treatment plants, and then we use it for irrigation, agriculture. Right now, we're currently using it in these locations here. Edison headquarters in Rosemead is using it for their irrigation purposes. Panda Express corporate headquarters is using it. Whittier Narrows, City of Industry, Rose Hills Memorial Park, South El Monte High School, Big League Dreams facilities, Rice Elementary School. The schools, especially in the schools in Rosemead and San Gabriel, have really been very, very embracing of recycled water for their irrigation purposes and for their fields. So we want to really communicate that water is available, it's cost effective, and it really eases the demand of potable water.
I see. Yeah. So how much of the recycled waters are you currently producing?
We are now currently producing about 4,400 acre feet of water. An acre feet of water is 325,000 gallons, which is enough water for a family of four for a year. And that 325,000 gallons is about a foot of water in a football field. And it's quite a bit. The other thing is enough water for 9,000 households, which is considerable.
So, Mr. Trevino, for the Upper Water District, are you currently providing any education program?
Yes, Ainy. The Upper District is very, very, as I said, very involved in education programs. Some of the programs that we started 2 years ago, allow me to go through them, are watershed restoration, smart gardening workshops, educational videos. We also have a speakers bureau where people go out and talk to different groups, and if there's any group that would like to have us come out and talk to them, we'd be happy to do that. There's a Waterfest event that every once a year in October, and we do this in Arcadia County Park. This year we had 5,000 people show up for that. So it's a fantastic opportunity for people to learn about water. We really focus on the kids there. We have games for kids. We have a lot of demonstration projects for kids. The other thing too that we're very involved in is called Solar Cup, which a lot of the high schools in our service area participate with the Metropolitan Water District in solar energy conservation or conservation prize, where they built these boats that use solar power. And these high schools build the boats, and they basically compete, and they get prizes for doing it. We just recently had Arcadia High School. We had San Gabriel High School. We had quite a few schools from our area here. I believe we had 5 schools from our area here that participated in that. So then we have an art contest, where Water is Life contest, and we do that also with Metropolitan Water District. And this is throughout the high schools and middle schools and elementary schools. Some of the artwork is fantastic. That artwork, we put it on our bottles so that people, when they get our water, they can see the artwork from our kids. We're very proud of that. Another thing is we have grants programs and rebates and turf removal programs. We just recently gave the city of Arcadia $80,000 for a new soccer field for artificial turf. We just gave Azusa Pacific University I believe it was $55,000. And so we have also, and then we have our new website, which really the focus of our new website is to educate, is to let people know what is a water district, what do we do, and where does our water come from. So it really is an educational thing.
So, Mr. Trevino, what type of reach out do you have for your Chinese community at this point?
Yes, well, as you know, the Chinese community is a very big part of our community. So we have taken this very seriously by really focusing on Asian Chinese newspapers, Asian language television that we're doing here, advertising in commercial outlets, radio, whatever, to get the word out. That we also have posters in Chinese to get the word out about water and about conservation and how important it is, and the fact that water quality is good. So that is a tremendous effort for us that we really feel very, very proud about. And we feel that those efforts are going to pay off eventually because people will start looking at water in a different way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trevino, for all your time, and we really wish you good luck on the upcoming projects.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ainy.